Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tonight's dinner we're making a slow cooker Italian peppered chicken. So all you're gonna need is you're gonna need some cooking spray, some chicken breast, 1 packet of ranch seasoning mix, 1 thing of au jus gravy mix, and some peppers, some banana peppers. So what we're doing right now is I'm opening up my chicken breast, and as you can see, this chicken breast is still quite frozen. But that's totally fine, because when you're cooking a slow cooker, you can do that. And a quick tip, I know this doesn't look like a lot of chicken, but that's fine, because we're going to end up shredding this a little bit later. So it's fine. Now remember, what do I tell you guys about chicken? I always tell you guys, the fat is what you don't want. So you don't want to put the fat in your food, because then it's going to be, you're going to taste that. You don't want to taste all that fat, you know? So, just a little tip. Alright, I'm going to wash my hands, and then we will kind of move forward. Now, this recipe, alright, so this recipe, guys, we've made it before. If you guys remember, how many, let's see. It was like a couple months ago, right? We made this recipe a while back. And if you guys remember, we made it with pork. We're gonna make ours with chicken today. Okay, so what I have to do first is something I always do. Spray. We always spray the inside of the crock pot. This is so that way it doesn't stick, right? And then I'm gonna put in my chicken. So remember, and these chicken breasts are quite big, so it's not really gonna matter if they're a little bit on the bigger side. Now, we're gonna put in 1 thing of ranch seasoning mix, and this has to go all over your chicken. Okay, so just kind of sprinkle it. And you wanna just kind of pat it into that meat. I'm gonna get some au jus gravy mix. Now, I'm gonna pat this into the meat once I put all the seasoning in it, because I think it's just easier, you know? All right, so once you have that, what we're gonna do is take your clean hand, okay? You don't wanna just take both hands, because then you'll have to wash it. Clean hand, right? And you're just gonna pat it into this meat really, really good, okay? The reason why we pat it is so that way all the flavor can kind of get into the meat, you know? So just kind of do what I'm doing right now. It's, as you can see, we're just making a big old mess in here, but that's okay. Just pat it into the meat, like kind of like spank it. You see how I'm kind of like spanking it into the meat? So just kind of like spank it into that meat, into the meat really good. You want to make sure you're coating it on both sides. Like I said, the chicken is still frozen, but that's fine, okay? Just pat it into the meat the best way you can. All right, so once again, I'm going to wash my hands, and then we'll do the final step of this recipe. Now, like I said before, this recipe we have done so many times. Actually, no, I take that back. The last time we made this recipe, we made it with pork. If you guys remember the last time we did it, we made it with pork. We didn't do chicken. This recipe, you could basically make it with anything. You could do pork, you could do beef, whatever you want. Now, the last time we did this, I used pepperoncinis. But today, we're going to use mild banana peppers. Now, the recipe says to use 6. So, we're not going to use the whole entire jar, okay? I just want you to know that. Because think about it, right, guys? If we use the whole jar, it's going to be too spicy, and I don't want that. I don't want my family to, end up needing a big glass of water. So just do 6 of these. Okay? You don't need a lot, okay? Now what you can do is, because I'm well aware of this recipe, you can just take some, put some on the chicken. Now remember, we're making this recipe with chicken, not beef. 3, okay, that's fine. Let's do a little more, it's not gonna hurt anything. Okay, once again, I'm gonna rinse off my hands, and then we'll do the last step. Alright, now like I told you, this recipe is very simple to make. I'll show you what it looks like before we put it in and let it go. Now I'm gonna cook this on low. Now this is gonna take about, let's cook it for 4.5 hours. So 4 hours and 30 minutes should do the trick. This is what it should look like. There's 6 pepperoncinis in it, just like last time. I seasoned it with ranch seasoning mix and the au jus gravy mix. Now, as you notice, there's no liquid in here, and that's fine because the chicken and the peppers is gonna act as your liquid. It's gonna give off so much juice, and when we come back later, you'll be surprised what it looks like. And we're gonna be shredding this, so it's not really gonna matter either. Okay. Now that that's done, let's go ahead and get this going. I'm gonna be gone for like a couple hours, so when I come back, I'll show you what this meal looks like, okay? All right, let's do it. So we're gonna do program. Now, like I said, the chicken is frozen, so we're gonna do 4.5 hours on low. We're gonna hit enter, turn it down. There you go. All right. So we turned it, we covered it, put it on low, and we're gonna let this go for 4.5 hours, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this recipe. Bye. Vlog on. Peace out. Boom. Okay. All right. Gotta go. Bye, guys.